everyone, how are you doing? Angela back here again with you today. I am really excited to make a start on our timeless travel journal, so that's what I'm going to take you through today. Very excited. So I always love the start of putting together a new journal project, so I hope that you're going to enjoy it with me. Now, I'm sorry I missed the Tuesday video, but as you probably worked out, I wanted to get out those orders, and I did actually manage to post them on Wednesday, so a day early. So they should be on their way to you already, which is great. And thank you to every one of you that has been supporting my little shop and my channel, and well, just me. I value that, and I don't say that half as much as I feel it, so I really am grateful. Right, so today what I'm going to do, I want to take you through everything I've gathered to put together our journal signatures and the bits and pieces that I've sort of grabbed so that I can share that with you today, so you know where we're going with this. So I hope that you are ready. You might need a notepad or a pen if you need it. But yes, so the first thing I did was obviously print off the kit, and you know I've got the digitals or a printed kit if you don't have a printer. Now, I do use borderless printing, but if you don't have that, you can trim off your pages, that's all right. So let me just talk you through that. So the first thing I do is print off the journal pages. I have done some extras as I talked you through when in the kit launch, which was the last video I did. All right. So I'm going to talk you through that quickly. But beside that, you also need 14 pages of the single-sided printed journals, which is what I have done over here. So I've already printed, this is just single-sided, one lot of the journal pages. All right, so that's from that. Now this is 18 pages, and you'll see why in a minute. We also grab the background pages, and there's 16 of those. So I print off a set single-sided printed, so all 16. These we use to make our journal projects, along with the single-sided journal pages there, and the mini pages, of course. And then I also print off a set which is double-sided printed, and I'm going to add a lot of those to the journal signatures today. Okay, so that's it. 2 sets of these, one double-sided. Now the double-siding is the same as what's on this side. So for example, if you've got this on that side, you've got the same on the other side. Okay, if that makes sense. All right, so that's what you need on that front. And then, of course, you've got the altered book pages. All right, so those look like this. All right, so print those off. Okay, so I'm going to show you quickly what I've done for the actual signature pages. We're going to put them together. I've prepped stuff here already, so I'll talk you through that. All right, so here's the front page of one of the signatures. Okay, on the back of that, I have printed this travel collage page from the background pages. All right, I'm going to try and move it along a little bit so you can see. There, we've got this page, and I've printed the other one on there. Okay, I do it like that because I've set it up how I want to split them for the journal. Right, so we've got the 10th page, and I've put this lovely floral on the back there. And then we've got the Big Ben page, and I've got the pink floral there. All right, here's the lovely cottage Airbnb. And on the back, I've got this with a bit of the green maps. And then we've got the train, and then the neutral with the pinkier one. All right, so now we're on to the double pages. So with the girl with a pink coat, we've got the luggage, and the girl drinking the cola. We've got the green plaid. Right, the lovely man looking at the view. We've got the spherical rose color ones, and then the girl looking out over the sea. We've got the gold spherical background. All right, here comes the other pages now. So this is where things are a little bit different because I have doubled up on printing. So we've got the writing pages with the lines. So we've got 2 of these, all right, and on both of them I've put the olive green check gingham. All right, and then we've got the other writing pages with the different florals. I've put the pink check on there on both of those. All right, so that's where we've got extras. Now I've got the photo pages or photo mats or pages for photos, or you could stick collages, whatever you want. And these have got the green on that one and the pink on that one. All right, so you've got 2 of those with the pink border there. Then with the green border, I've printed 2, and I've done one with the neutral stripes and one with the pink stripes. Okay, so that's 18 pages. All right, let me move that out of the way. What I have then done is I have grabbed the 2 of the double-sided pages with the check on them. All right, and what I've done here is my usual stint. I've folded 3 inches in, so that's 7.5 centimeters, guys. All right, on the one side, and then I just match this side to the edge there. Okay, and I've taken the pink one, I've done 3 inches, 7.5 centimeters, folded in, and I just match that up there. Okay, so you want those. Then I have taken these with a map on the edges. All right, I did this a little bit differently. This is just 2 inches, and I've met it up over there. 2 inches is 5 centimeters. Okay, and I've done that with both. So the pink one, 2 centimeters, and met it up. These are 3 inches, 2 inches, 3 inches, 5 centimeters, 7.5 the fold. All right, so we've got those and we've got those. Then I have taken the stripe pages, and these are all the double-sided background pages. All right, so it's the same on both sides of the page because we're going to put these into our signatures. This is the neutral one, and this is the pink one. Again, both sides. All right, I have just folded them in half, those ones. Trying to get different layers going on here. And the last of the background pages, I've taken the collage pages. All right, so that's the same on both, and I'm going to add those as well. All right, so that's there. And then what I've done is I've just grabbed a couple, well, 4 of each. I'm not sure how many of these I'm going to put in, but when we put the signatures together, I will confirm that with you. So that's the tea stain page, the avocado stain page, and the lace. All right, that's just to break up any busyness in there. And I like to put my projects on here. There's going to be a lot of writing in this journal, so we're not going to fill it overly so with piles of projects, I will say, because it's a travel journal and you want to keep your memories in there. All right, so that's there. Then what I've done is I have folded all the journal pages. So this is the 18 pages that I showed you what I printed on the back, and I'm going to show you quickly how I've split those up. All right, so let's just move this a little bit onto the board here. So this is the first page. All right, I won't show you the inside because we've done that. That's going to be for signature 1. I've split them already so you can see. This is going to be for the second signature. All right, let's turn that over. Then the boots, we're going to put that on the pile for the first signature. The lady standing there like that with the camera, that's the second signature. The train is going to go onto the first signature, and the bucket list onto the second. All right, we've got the double page then, this one onto the first signature, and this lady over here onto the second one. Now I've done this because I've checked what colors are underneath so that we get an even spread. This gentleman here, he's going on to number 1, and this suitcase with the sunglasses, number 2. And then they each get, this is the same for both, so they each get one of these. They each get one of these. Now I've put the pink check. Oh, I think these both have pink check. Yeah. Right, it's these. So this pink photo page has got the green in number 1. And I think this one's different. I think it's pink in number 2. And then the last, I've got the stripy one in number 1, the beige. And then the pink stripy one in number 2. All right, so is that right? I just want to check there. That's green and beige. And did I put 2 pinks in there? Okay, so I'm just going to swap these 2 over so that you've got a neutral in this number 2 and the pink in number 1. All right, so that's the journal pages for there, and that's for there. All right. So what I tend to do is I take one of the signatures, I decide on the front page, and I like this for the front page. And then I sort of think, okay, well, that's a journal page. These are the double pages. I've got 2 of those. And then I've got my 2 writing and 2 photos. So I've got a whole selection here. And this just shows you how I do it. So I've got a journal page. I don't want to have another journal page. I want to put in possibly a writing page, or maybe we'll start with a photo. So let's put that in there. It doesn't mean that that's going to be it. I might add other pages in between, but this is how I start. All right, so I've got a journal page and one of those. Then I want one of these. And I'm just checking the color split here. Okay, so we'll go with that one. And I've had that, so I'm going to go with this one. All right, and then we start again. So I'll have one of these, and then we'll have one of these, and then we'll have one of these, one of these, and one of those. So I think, yeah, I'm going to put this one here, this one here. Now once I've done it once, you can quickly see here what I've done. We're going to look at it together because I'm going to just open it up, right? And I'll come back to that. So I know, for example, this is the first one, and then I've got my journal pages, I've got my double pages, got my writing pages, and my photo mats. All right, now I use the first one to do the second one, if that makes any sense. So I've got the girl over there, right? I need a plain matted one, so we'll go with this here, right, with that one. What's on this one? Stripes. I might change, it just depends what's on the next. Okay, so now we've got a journal page. We want one of these. So I've got 2 here, and I'm going to put the one with the girl at the calf. All right, and then we're going to go and have one of these, which is, just checking, the lined. All right, so I think that should be right. So we've got a plain one. Yeah, we've got plain one, the double page. Yeah, we've got this, the writing page. So far so good. All right, now we want another journal page, so I'm going to go with this one. Yeah, so that's the journal page. Then we want a green frame, so oops, so we'll go with this one. Yeah, I want another double page, so I've got that one there. What was this here? That was a green, so just want to go, it doesn't really matter. All right, so we've got this here like that. Put that there, and then we've got this one with the bucket list. All right, and then we've got one of our flowers with the lines. All right, and that's it. Okay, so you've got both of these together now. All right, so this is where the fun comes in now. All right, so now I want to separate these out. Now, because on the back of this one, I've got the girl, I don't want to put the girl back in there. So I'll use that for that one. And that's how I go through it. So this one will go in here somewhere. Now, when it comes to the stripe pages, we had a stripe somewhere here. So I just look for it. It's the pink one in there. So that means that I'll put the neutral one in here and I'll put the other one in there. So that's how I sort of do it. So on the, let's see, have I've got somewhere. Ah, there we go. I've got the pink map on the edge there. So that means I'll put the pink in that one and the green in this one. Do you see how I'm doing it? Now we've got that there. We've got both of these in both. So I'm just going to see what I seem to have more of in the one than the other. All right. And then the other thing is I folded my 6 altered book pages and 3 of each. I folded them one way and the other, but in actual fact, they will have the same. Just that's folded that way, that's folded the other way. Okay, so 3 of each of those. So we've got that, and then we'll see how we go, where we're going to put what. Okay, so I've got it all together now, so as not to confuse you. Here goes. So they're the same. All right, so we've got our first page here, and I'm going to do it together. You've got your peach or avocado background page there. I have digitals for these if you don't have avocado paper. All right, and that is what I've used. Right, so we turn that over. We've got our altered map pages here. All right. You turn that over. This side's got the green check with a fold, and this one's got the pink. Then you've got your photo page. Then we've got the double page there with a rucksack and the calf page on this side. Then we've got another altered book map page. And then we have, this is the double-sided background page. All right. And then you've got your floral page, writing page on both sides. They're the same. Oops. Right, so here you've got your next journal page we put in. I haven't changed the order of those. All right. And then we've got a lacy page from my background pages. Not this kit, this is just my standard background pages that I use in all my kits. Another altered map page. And then we've got another one of these photo pages. Then I've put in those folds. This is the fold with the map with the 2-inch there and that one there. And then another double page. Then we've got our journal page there. And then this is a background page, printed double side. All right. And then a tea stain page. And then your writing page is the last page. All right, so that's the 2 signatures all ready to go. All right, so I used 2 tea stained, 2 lacy pages, and 2 of the avocado. All right, so there's our 2 signatures ready to go. And I'm going to just put those to the side and show you the rest of the goodies that I have gathered. Now, of course, as always, your homework for the weekend, love giving you homework, is to cut out the add-on kit and the ephemera kit. All right, so I back mine onto that lacy paper. So this, all right, and I cut it all out. So here's my little containers. I use these every single time. And you can find these on my Amazon tools list, along with there's a couple, I think 3 things that I actually bought. All right, not these. So cut out your fussy cuts. All right, so there's a big set and a smaller set. I've done that. Cut out your flowers. Yeah, the bigger cutouts, the circles, all the tickets, small and big, they're loads, the tabs, and then all the ephemera and the tags and envelopes and pockets, everything's in here. All right, so you can see I've stuck it onto this paper and cut everything out. It's all ready to go. All right, that took me most of yesterday to do, I must confess. So I had a great time doing it. I find it therapeutic, even though my hands were sore. And playing up I don't know, I've eaten too much sugar, guys, and I shouldn't, and it gives me inflammation. I've got terrible aches and pains, but I'll get over myself. So that's your job for the weekend, a really nice, relaxing job. All right, and then of course, you want to collect, if you're not using these, and you're not obliged to at all, this is my Timeless Travel Ultimate Bundle. So you've got the cover piece here, which I showed you last time. We're going to use this for our cover. I've got some extra, these are freebies for the Ultimate Bundle, which are fabric. Excuse me. I've got the lovely lace and the ribbon, so go and gather those. We will add in these paper bags somewhere, because they're great to add in any ephemera tickets or, you know, leaflets that you pick up when you're traveling. So those will go in there as well. I just don't know where yet. Okay, so we've got all of that and the homework. And then let me just grab this stuff here. I have got some cardstock here that I am going to cut out a couple of bits of florals and things, but we're going to use the florals that I've given you in the ephemera, but I like to have a few die cuts as well, especially the greenery. All right, so this is my fave. It's called aloe vera. I like to use basil. So I've got aloe vera here. I have got Petal Soft Pink. It's called Petal Soft, and this one is the only one I have, and I need to put my glasses on to tell you the name. Sweetheart. All right, so those colors are going to match perfectly for some of the floral die cuts that I want to cut out. Find some of my greenery here, so I have gathered it, and that's that there. Just the usual greens. I haven't bought any new floral dies or anything like that. I did go and buy a die. I'm going to show you what it is. I've always wanted this one, and I got it. So this is the Sizex, what's it called? 666602. And I don't know what it's called. But it is on my Amazon favorites list, if you favorite tools. Now I like this and this especially. All right, so that's what I'm going to use. I thought that could look good. I did gather some stamps. These are stamps I've had. I didn't buy these. These are called correspondence because I thought I might use some of these. Now, guys, don't go and spend money if you don't have this. Go and look in your stamps and see what you can use, because I might only use 1 or 2, you know. So there's that. But I did splash out, and I have ordered this one. It hasn't arrived because it had to come from the States. Amazon through America. This one is called Air Travel, and what I like about this one is the world map here. So if you can see, there's a world map that I thought I could put on some of my writing pages. These are stamps, and then this one as well. And I like the compass. I'm not sure about that, but you never know. But these 3 in particular I like. So I did treat myself and I bought this. So it is the Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous Air Travel. Okay, so that one is coming. And I did actually get a new ink, which is also coming on Tuesday. Right, and that one is called Aged Mahogany. It's like this and a bit of brown. All right, I wanted a darker one. because I do have the Victorian Velvet, which is the pinkier one. I have put this here, but when I found this, I think I'll go with this. It's a bit too purpley, so I'm not going to go with that. I'm waiting for this one. And then, of course, I've got my bundled sage. But I did get this one out, crushed olive, because it's got a little bit of that olivey colour. All right, but these two definitely, and then that one, I can put this one back because I've found the one I wanted. Okay, so that's that on the Distress ink side. I've got this picture here because I ordered it from Amazon. I wanted a charm for the outside when I make the tassel. So this is just a charm from Amazon. It's not expensive. It's just got a postcard, the Eiffel Tower, and an aeroplane. They got loads of different charm dangles that you can use. And I never had anything on the travel theme. So those are the three things that I splurged on. And it wasn't really expensive. That was very cheap. Okay. The other thing I've got are these. I didn't buy them. I had them. All right. And these are just goodies that you want to clip things in, because I think with a travel journal there's a lot that you want to just clip in. All right, and so these are little mini ball clips, so I definitely grabbed those. And when I said I was going to emboss, I've got this embossing folder, and I thought I could use this. I might do a little bit of layering. Again, it's just what I have, guys, and I encourage you to go and look what you have. If you don't have this, it's fine. Use one of your other things that you have. And then lastly are my stencils. And again, use what you have. I've just grabbed a few. None of them are travel specifically, but they are Stampers Anonymous. This is a layering stencil, a gingham one. What's it called? I'm sure these are my Amazon tools. Doesn't have a, oh, it's called gingham, yeah. And then this one is like a Hessian looking one, and it's called burlap. I put the packets in there so I can remember. I don't know how come I thought this was a pebble one, but it's actually the bee one. I do have a pebble one, but I don't want the bee one, so that can go back in my drawer. And then I've just got my standard lacy Finnabar lace one. All right, so you want a couple of stencils, but I quite fancy using those stamps that I'm waiting to arrive. This one here especially. All right, is that everything I wanted to share with you? I think it is. Right, we might use a couple of envelopes, I'm not sure, but I want to keep it quite basic this time, guys. I want to keep it something where you can add a lot of goodies for when you're actually traveling, rather than putting overly too much in it and making a bulky journal before we start. So I will go maximum on the spine for this. I'm thinking at least 3.5 inches, and I'm going to make a hardcover journal. All right, so that's everything that I wanted to tell you today. If you're wanting to follow along, I would love for you to follow along. Even if you've got your own kit that you want to use, please do so. The videos will be starting on Tuesday. All right, so go and gather all the goodies that you need. Do all the homework, because you know I'm going to check with you on Tuesday. And we can make a start on our very first project. I'm going to rack my brains tonight and see what I can do for our very first project. All right, if you're wanting one of these kits, you can pick them up from my website shop, as you know, digitals or printed in 2 file formats, different paper sizes. It's all there for you. Go and read the description box and you'll know exactly what you get. I do know that for the digitals, it's an all-in-one offer, as is the printed kit, but you can buy them separately, the printed kit. But the digital kits, the all-in-one, you've got 76 pages of design. 76 I put together there. And for the printed kit, when it's all printed out, the all-in-one offer, you've got 110 pages printed. Back and front, I think. Yeah. Which is loads. But we're going to make an awesome journal with it, so we're going to have lots of fun. All right, keep you busy. All right, everyone, have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you all very, very soon. Thank you so much for your support, and have a blessed day, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.